And pleasure to be here in Clinton County. And, I'm not going to take a long time. I know it's hot. And you guys definitely vamp it up with the porta-cools to keep my fat butt from sweating. But I think we get out here in the first class, the junior does. And I think for me, we're just going to go ahead and leave them lined up the way they are. The young lady in the red's going to start her class. Big, stout, opened up one. I think you put your hands on her. She definitely further complements herself. She's wild in terms of her rack. Love her upper rib shape. She's definitely got muscle. She's got stoutness. Definitely has feature when that one goes to the ground. I think a good place to start. And ladies know that comes in two. Really upstanding, tall-shouldered one. Love that one's angle up front to her shoulder and to her front knee. Maybe when you get right on top of her and get your hands on her, maybe not just opened up in terms of study her, in terms of her rack shape and just terms of her muscle, but I still think you step off to the side of her. Gotta love her angles and just her lines and her presence. Her underline balance is a really nice job. And ladies know that comes in three. You gotta like that one, for that one's big. She's opened up in terms of her chest. Love her chest width about her. Maybe we could stouten her up, maybe just a shade in terms of her feature. I'd like to see her move just a shot better. Maybe has just a little bit more set to her hind leg. Then maybe I could deem ideal. Maybe want to just fill her up right there behind her shoulders. The young lady does an incredible job getting her shown. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate these kids as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, your champion, junior full-blood doe goes to Lauren Davis. Your reserve champion, to Audrey Myers. And third in class goes to Lauren Anderson. That means Class 2 is walking in the ring. Class 2, yearling full-blood Bordeaux. Class 3, make your way to the holding area. And Class 4 and 5, senior full-blood does, make your way to the holding area as well. Class 2 entering the ring. Class 3, 4, 5. Yearling and senior full-blood does, make your way to the holding area.
And if that is not a fantastic way to get this show started, talking about saving someone's rear end from sweating too much, I don't know how else better to start it. Good evening and welcome in, fans and friends. This is the Clinton County 4-H Meat Goat Show 2026, sponsored by TD Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6-Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. We thank our sponsors, as we couldn't do this without you. Kyle Etherington being joined alongside Melissa Miller from our perch high above the Scott D. Walker Memorial Show Arena. Melissa, we've got a much shorter show than in years past, as just like last year, the Meat Goat Show and the Dairy Goat Show have been split apart, and the heat is definitely have an effect on some of the numbers as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think we're going to see the numbers down this time around, and understandably so. This heat is crazy. I mean, there is just a little bit of a breeze outside, but if you're in the sun, you don't even notice it. Here in the barn, we're very lucky. A lot of fans. They even, as the judge said, got the misters going. So
another good class, and I think for me, I think the one that needs to win and wins pretty handily, I think that's the slim neck, tall shoulder kind of a female. I think that one opens up with the most amount of rib shape and just expansion when you study her right in the center portion of her body. I think that one's got plenty enough muscle for that one. Good place to start. And ladies doe that comes in two. She's probably got the more width, I think, when you study her in terms of her horn or the base of her eyes. And I think for me, consequently, it just kind of falls out of bed for there. She probably gets a little narrower in terms of her chest. She wants to get a little narrower as she travels. I'd like to stouten her up, make her bigger in terms of her feature. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Winning Class 2 is Charlotte Mink, and second was Claire Heater. That brings us to Class 3, yearling full-blood does. Class 4 and 5, senior full-blood does, make your way to the holding area. Also, Class 6 percentage, Class 7 percentage does, make your way to the holding area as well.
And with that, Charlotte Mink is the winner of Class 2. Claire Heater getting second. Those two were 16 to 20 months old. This one being shown by Lauren Anderson is 20 to 24 months, born on September 13th, 2024. Interestingly enough, in Class 2, the two that were being shown were born within a day of each other. Claire Heaters was born on February 24th, 2025.
Single entry in this class, and I definitely think a doe that can definitely withstand some competition. I mean, you study her on the front side of her body. She's extremely opened up about her chest floor, and that definitely carries that back in terms of underneath. She's blown apart when you study her coming right at you. Get right in behind her. She's definitely got the width. You put your hands on her. She definitely does not depositate right there in terms of when you put your hands on her. Good kind of a female. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate the young lady. She exits the ring.
Lauren Anderson, the winner of Class 3 Boer goats. Right now we're in full-blooded
winning Class 3 is Lauren Anderson.
And
that brings us to our champion drive in the yearling full-blood division. Senior full-blood does, Class 4 and 5, make your way to the holding area. Percentage does, Class 6 and 7, make your way to the holding area. And commercial does, start making sure you're getting your way from the barn. Also, just so you're aware, doe exhibitors, our photographer will be at the backdrop at the conclusion of the commercial doe drive. So we'll picture all 3 divisions, full blood, percentage, and commercial at once. So does just hold on a second to get your pictures until after the commercial drive.
And Melissa, you kind of alluded to it just a little bit. I think we have set a record for the youngest visitor in the broadcast booth as well.
Well, future broadcaster, if we have anything to say about it, our sports director, Sam Wart, just visited us in the booth with his little boy, and what a cutie.
I kept trying to show him how to make an I and a U with his arms, and I think he was starting to get it. So Sam was not having it, though.
Yeah. No.
So he'll forgive me when I
think it was more he was getting ready to pick a fight with you.
No. He will forgive me when he finds those little mini candy stripe pants in his stocking this Christmas.
I'm just waiting for him to get big enough.
We bring our 2 class winners out here for champion, and I think both of them, kind of are good in terms of their own rides. We talked about them in class. I think for me, there's just one that just packs just a little bit more punch. I think when you study her off to the side, he's get on top of her and put your hands on her. I think that one just packs the most in just terms of, being opened up in terms of her chest, in terms of her rack shape. Young lady out of the last class is going to be our champion.
And that's going to go to Lauren Anderson, getting the champion, followed by Charlotte Mink with the reserve as we move on to the senior full blood next.
Congratulations to your champion. Yearling full blood doe goes to Lauren Anderson, and your reserve champion to Charlotte Mink. That brings us to Class 4. Senior full-blood does, Class 5, senior full-blood does be in the holding area. Percentage does, Class 6 and 7, make your way to the holding area. And commercial does, Class 8, start making your way to the holding area as well.
Really quickly, I want to mention, we've been talking to 4-H'ers all week on Party Line.
Yes.
And for any of those parents who maybe didn't get a chance to hear or grandparents didn't get a chance to hear those interviews, you can go to ClintonCountyDailyNews.com. There's a tab at the top that says on the radio. It'll give you a drop down. Click on Party Line and then just scroll down to the date that your young one was on the interview on the radio with us, and they can go there and they can play it. That's what Mr. Stowers was here. He wanted to know. He wanted to hear the playback of his interview. So
definitely,
I showed him how to find it. So
we've had some great guests this entire week. Had some interesting conversations, both on air, off air, and going to live air.
Yeah,
those are some of the best as well.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't had a chance to go back and listen to Brooklyn Morse's. I know it's a really, we had her and we had Maddie Ford, the queen, on, and we had Wyatt Russian from the poultry barn. But we had Brooklyn and Wyatt on together, and they were a great tag team to interview and kind of played off of each other. So it was great.
Kind of what we talked in some classes before, and a young lady brings us a single entry, and one that's definitely not a slouch. And in terms of the way that one props up from the side, you got to appreciate that one in terms of just being spread open from behind and get right off to the side of her. You got to love her depth of body, her roundness of rib up high. Maybe we could probably change her in an area or two, but I think that's getting pretty nitpicky on a very, very nice doe. Let's put your hands together, congratulate the young lady as she exits the ring.
Lauren Anderson been showing some really nice looking does throughout. You know, we're still early in the show, but man, definitely quality.
Yeah, and you gotta be wondering if we're gonna have a clean sweep the way she's winning.
Most definitely.
But we can be sure that 4-H Fair Queen Maddie Ford is going to have a few more helpers, because right now she's just working solo. But
results of Class 4 first goes to Lauren Anderson. That brings us to Class 5 Senior Full Blood Does. Next up will be our champion senior drive. Let's have those percentage does, Class 6 and 7, up in the holding area. Also those champion junior and champion yearling full blood does be in the holding area. And Class 8 commercial does start making your way to the holding area as well.
But I got a feeling that Maddie's going to have a few more helpers as the evening goes along.
I think so. We got those up on Clinton County Daily News as well. You can check out a lot of the fair results and a lot of the pictures that we've been taking. We've got everything up that we have been given so far, and we're having a blast out here at the fair. In the ring right now, Peyton Schimmel and Claire Heater with their 36 and up month old yearling full blood board does.
Definitely trying to move things along, very similar to the swine show that we had this morning, trying to keep everybody out of the heat as much as possible.
Yes.
And speaking of swine, Carroll County, it's going to be your turn to exhibit your swine tomorrow morning, bright and early. I believe 7 o'clock?
7:30.
7:30.
7:30 start time. Yeah.
Oh, get into our next division, and, the redhead's going to win this particular class. Just depth of body. I think when you step off to the side, she's going to be maybe a little bit stouter in terms of her foot size, and I'll be the first to admit, I want to pick that one up in terms of her passer set just a shot. I'd like to make her a little bit stouter in terms of her front knee and forearm, but still, I think you get off to the side, she's round in terms of her ribs, she's opened up right there in terms of the base of her heart. I think a good place to start. And Wendy's Dapple that comes right behind her, sleek neck, smooth shouldered. I think from there she runs out of power, runs out of gas. That's probably the shallower twisted option of the pair. I think for me, I think you get a little bit more time, a little bit more feet on her. I think that one may be around our class winner. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Results of Class 5 Senior Full Blood Does. First goes to Claire Heater and second to Peyton Schimmel. That brings us to our champion senior full blood drive. Let's have those champion and reserve junior and yearling full bloods up here to the holding area. Class 6 and 7 percentage does being the holding area, and Class 8 commercial doe make your way to the holding area.
That is a long walk all the way around, too.
Yes, it is.
So we've got Lauren Anderson with her 24 to 36 month, and Claire Heater with her 36 plus month. Claire's was born January 30th, 2020. Probably the oldest competitor in the field.
Yeah, I would say so.
No matter the species, too, I would
Brought
say.
both of these does out from their respected class, and we talked about them in their class. I'm not going to get long-winded. I think there's one that needs to win, and pretty handily. The young lady up front out of her first class is going to have her champion. Let's congratulate her and put her hands together.
Congratulations, your champion senior full-blood doe goes to Lauren Anderson and reserve champion to Claire Heater. That brings us to our overall Grand and Reserve Grand full-blood doe drive. Let's have those percentage does, Class 6 and 7 up in the holding area, Class 8 percentage doe to the holding area as well.
Now, Lauren's going to have some help because she can't show.
Yeah, got at least 2 in the field.
Yeah, she's got two in the field.
They're getting their steps in.
Yep.
Most certainly. They go out and around and then right back again. And in this weather, 1 step is going to feel like 2 every single time.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Lauren Davis is coming in with her first place 6 to 9 month doe. And Audrey Myers is your reserve for Class 1. For Class 2, it's Lauren Anderson with her 20 to 24 month doe was your champion. Charlotte Mink with her February 25th was your reserve. And then in Class 4 and 5, which are your seniors, Lauren Anderson champion with her doe that we just discussed was born in 2020, and Claire Heater with the reserve, born on in 23. So yeah, Lauren's got 2 out of the 3. And it may be all in the name because Lauren Davis has got the first class. So we saw that with the Finleys earlier.
Yes, very true.
In the swine show. So maybe we're going to see that with the goat show.
Now, Melissa, I have to ask you this because you've competed and you've had your next of kin compete. Who did you want to beat more, kids who went to your school or kids who went to other county schools? And as a judge is coming to the microphone, I'll let you think about it for a little bit because I'm intrigued by what your answer is going to be.
Oh, I can tell you real easy.
Oh, real easy? What was it?
I was just happy if I placed. I didn't care who was in front of me or behind me. I was just happy if I got a ribbon and it wasn't a participation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a sports brat. You know, I did compete in livestock. No, I did not do all 10 years in livestock. But
we drop all 6 out here for our full blood drive. And if everybody would ringside, put your hands together. Congratulate these 6 young individuals out here for bringing their project to the county fair. I think we get out here and drop all 6 of them out. And I think all 6 of them maybe come in a little bit different shape, a little bit different sizes, and more or less today. It's just my personal preference. You can go to a show tomorrow or later today, and definitely it could probably be a roll the dice to be a little bit different. Like I said, personal preference, how I like them. I think there's 2, maybe 3 for me in contention. I'll put the mic down and we'll get you a champion reserve. One more time, everybody please put your hands together. Congratulate these young kids.
Congratulations, your grand champion full-blood doe goes to Lauren Davis, and your reserve grand champion goes to Lauren Anderson out of the yearling division. That brings us to Class 6 percentage does. Class 7 percentage does make your way to the holding area Class 8 and 9 commercial does, make your way to the holding area as well.
All right. So the full-blooded does go to the Laurens. Lauren Davis with champion, grand champion, and Lauren Anderson with a reserve. Now we come into the percentages. Our first class percentage is a single entry from Claire Heater, born this year, February 1st.
Yeah, Class 6 currently. We got 27 classes before we get to showmanship. So if you're biding your time or if you're waiting on a certain class, that's kind of the name of the game right now. Remember, on HoosierlandTV.com, these are all archived, so you can come back later, watch later. If you want to wake up early with us tomorrow from Carroll County for the swine show, we more than welcome you. But if you need to wait for the bacon and eggs to finish, you can start a little bit late. We'll still take you either way.
Well, lady brings us a single entry and more, youthful kind of a female, and maybe that's not most along in terms of her maturity pattern, but I think definitely one that gives you some positive outlooks in terms of her length of neck. You got to appreciate her in terms of her shoulder. Maybe, just a little bit more time on feed, but I still think the good project for the young lady. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate her as she exits the ring.
Congratulations, winning Class 6 is Claire Heater. That brings us to Class 7 percentage does. After that, we'll have our champion percentage doe drive. So Class 8 and 9 commercial does, make your way to the holding area.
All righty, talking to some of our leaders in some of the other clubs, and you had the squirrel moments earlier, and now it's my turn.
The squirrel moments?
Yeah. Yeah.
Never. Not at all.
In the ring right now, your 6 to 9 month percentage does shown by Reagan Myers and Lauren Anderson.
Truth be told, if you take a look at some of my old report cards from elementary, they always said that he needs to control his temper.
Ah.
Yeah, so.
I only got told that once.
Only one. I had about 3 years in a row there, so.
I almost got sent home.
Oh, no.
I got sent to the principal's office. We'll discuss that later.
Next class, and I think for me, another logical decision, at least in my mind, and I think the young lady that I'm going to use to win the class, I love that one from her side. In terms of that one's silhouette, she paints such a pretty picture. The way that one ties out of the top side of her shoulder, she's still big enough in terms of her arm and stout enough in terms of her feature at the ground. And I love the swoop to that one's belly and just the way that her cover is. I like that one a good deal to win this particular class. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, the young lady brings us a really, really neat-looking kind of a red doe. Yeah, she's maybe not as fit to the T as maybe the one that we use right ahead of her, but still, I don't think we can take anything away from the red doe. She's elevated. She's good in terms of her handle, maybe just not as maybe far along in terms of her life as maybe the other one, but still, you got to love her rib shape and her underlying balance just maybe gets up just a little bit too much for this show guy here today, but still a really nice kind of a doe to go into. Congratulations, them. Let's put your hands together and congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, winning Class 7 is Reagan Myers, and second is Lauren Anderson. That brings us to our grand and reserve grand champion percentage doe drive. Class 8 commercial does, Class 9 commercial does. Make your way to the holding area. Class 10 and 11, be on the ready.
Now, Melissa, we've had a judge from Ohio. We've had a judge from Michigan. That we have now, I'm not quite sure where he is from, but I would not be shocked if he's done some auctioneering in his past, too, because he just strikes me as an auctioneer.
Well, he's definitely got a draw to his voice.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been trying to figure out where he's from his dialect. But in the ring right now from Class 7, Reagan Myers with her 6 to 9 month percentage doe, and our yearling doe, whoop, wrong page, and our 3 to 6 month doe, percentage doe, shown by Claire Heater. And honestly, we're starting to see it. We're starting to see some of the effects. This little doe's just saying no. And I will say, goats have a mind of their own.
Yes.
Very much so. They will flat tell you what they are going to do and what they're not going to do.
Oh, we bring back our 3 class winners, and not going to take a lot of time. I think there's 2 that sort, and I don't want to take anything away from the other one. Maybe just not a farther along in terms of that one's life. For me, the young lady up front out of the last class is going to be our champion. The young lady right behind her is going to be reserve. Let's put your hands together and congratulate them.
And we're not even to the pygmy goats yet, which have been
Congratulations. Your grand champion percentage doe goes to Reagan Myers, and your reserve grand champion to Lauren Anderson. That brings us to Class 8 commercial does in the ring. Class 9 commercial does be in the holding area, and Class 10 start making your way to the holding area as well.
And the pygmy goats have kind of been the toast of the town the last couple of years with their antics.
Pygmy goats are a lot of fun.
Yes.
They are a lot of fun. And they are a meat breed.
Yes.
But I, honest to God, I could not bring myself to look at the fence and say, you next. I couldn't do it. I can't.
You next.
I would have trouble with these guys unless somebody really made me mad. You know, because again, I say, you know, we talk about the attitudes and how every animal, they are all personalities. They have personalities just like humans do.
Right.
And, yeah, some of them can be extremely stubborn, very, as my daughter said, pig-headed, and minds of their own. And we had a Boer goat that we actually used him. He was like a sheepdog. Because he would protect.
Round him up.
He would protect the sheep. And if anything or anybody came by or came around the pen that he did not recognize, he would round them up, put them in the barn.
Taking care of business.
Oh, yeah. He was great. We kept him. He was a Boer goat wether, and he was 12 years old when he passed away.
Wow.
We went out, and he had all the girls in the barn, and he was laying at the doorway, and he just curled up and fell asleep. He didn't wake up. He lived his life taking care of the
prop
girls.
out our first class commercial does, and I think there's one for me that just probably more a show oriented kind of a female, and just the way the young lady does a good job of getting her propped up from the side. She's long in terms of her neck, she's good enough in terms of her shoulder. That one probably opens up the most with the most width right out of the backside of her blade, probably the more stouter featured one as she goes to the arena surface. Young lady's doe that comes in 2 maybe wants to rock and roll just a little bit out of the backside of her blade. I'd like to fill her up there, smooth her, and make her just smoother in terms of that one's transition. Maybe wants to fall out of bed just a little bit in terms of her chest to flank ratio. Just want to set her back in terms of her knee and rock her shoulder back in her skeleton, but still I think a quality one to go in 2. Young man's the doe that rounds out the class. Good in terms of her neck, maybe just a little bit more narrower gauge, and I'd like to see good class. My compliments these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together, congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Young commercial does out there, Gavin Weber, Leanna Moore, and Maisie Galvin. Just
congratulations. Winning Class 8 is Maisie Galvin. In second comes Leanna Moore. And third is Gavin Weber. That brings us to Class 9 commercial does. Class 10 commercial does make your way to the holding area. In Class 11 start making your way up as well.
Class 9 commercial Boer does exhibited by Lexus Zebarth, Finley Griffin, Carson Corbett, Leanna Moore. Carson Corbett's going to have a second entry in this class. Kaisley Selke and Lauren Anderson.
And out of all the classes, this is going to be our largest of the evening before we get to showmanship.
Well, and these guys are done by weight. Commercials are done by weight. That first class was 26 pounds to 39 pounds. And this class here is 66 pounds to 81 pounds. All solid muscle. I mean, they don't look like they weigh that much.
No.
They really don't.
But if they bop you in the chest and knock you over,
you're going to know it.
You'll know it, and then some. Special thanks to all our volunteers for helping the kids out, not just in the show arena, but also helping out in the back, keeping the animals cool and keeping the kids cool at the same time.
Yep, sometimes you gotta grab the gear shift and to get them moving.
And is this also having to do a lot with the heat and time of day as well, Melissa? Or is it just
I don't
rowdy's going to rowdy?
I don't think that helps any, but like I said, you can work with them, and you can work with them, and you can work with them, and everybody will tell you sheep and goats, but especially Boer goats, they may just look at you and say, not today.
They look at you and say, you next.
Yeah, no. They are very special when it comes to personality. We had one a little Boer goat, younger, little red-headed commercial Boer goat that was called Billy Bob, and he was just a pet for my grandson. And, yeah, Billy Bob had his moments, and he would flat tell you he wasn't walking today. And that gear shift had to be used a lot to get him from low to high. Again, a good looking class of commercial Bordeauxs, ranging in weight from 66 to 81 pounds. These little ladies out here, they hide it well. It's all solid mass. And what he's judging them on is he's actually judging them as females to looking at putting them into a herd for production. And again, tonight's goat show is the meat goat show. These are not ones that are raised for their dairy, for their milk. These are ones that are raised for meat. And goat has actually, I mean, it's always been kind of an East Coast delicacy, and unless you actually raised them on your farm, but it has just exploded across the nation. And over the last 10 years, it has really flourished.
Well, and plus you get a lot of influence from other countries as well, too.
Yes.
And as those families continue to grow and continue to spread throughout the country, the demand of goats from those countries and the countries of their forefathers, continues to flourish.
Well, and with the market explosion, then you turn around and you put in the cost of actual being able to raise these.
Yes.
They are more cost effective.
Yeah.
So the return is a little higher when you're looking at it from a business aspect of it. Again, I couldn't do it. These guys are just between the personality and the cuteness. I can't do it.
Well, that was one thing that I always liked about the story of the racehorse secretariat, how they realized that they could make just as much, if not more money, with the lady
next class
horses.
Commercials,
Yes.
and I think there's one for me that needs to win. I think 2 and 3 definitely could have their trade-offs or where you want to be. I think the young lady's doe up front. I think that one's the square act, good built one, maybe kind of being a little bit of a knucklehead, but once she actually gets her out and gets her traveling, I think that one's probably the sure-footed option. I think she's got enough flex and athleticism in terms of that one's spine. She's up-headed, she's good neck. Love that one in terms of her arm. I think a good place to start. Well, I talk about 2 and 3, and I'll be okay if you wanted to flip-flop them just a shot. The one in second, she is probably the stouter. She's definitely the stouter one of the pair. Maybe a little thicker in terms of her neck. I think for me, my biggest thing is you study past the hair. That one doesn't have just enough true muscle. I think when you step off to the side, she's a little bit shorter hip. Maybe he wants to get a little bit more straight out of the front end. But still, I think past that, that's the stouter featured, bigger option that definitely gives you a little bit more handle when you put your hands on her. Young lady's one that comes in 3. Big, slim neck one. Maybe for me, I want to stouten that one up in terms of her feature, give her just a shot bigger leg. I'd like to drop her in terms of the center portion of her body. I want to bring her up and fix her and make her transition out of the backside of her blade just a shade better. But still, that's the long-bodied, upstanding, good muzzled one. Congratulations to this young lady right here in 3. Young man's doe that comes in 4. You got to appreciate that one. Upstanding, good long in terms of that one's neck and her shoulder set. She just wants to duck and roll out of her pins too much for me. Same thing goes for the young lady that comes next. That one, when you step off to the side and when you get the chain up, she doesn't maybe duck and just a little bit as I like to see over here. She kind of wanted to pull, wanted to fight. When she does that, she maybe just looks like a little bit lower tying option. That one also wants to duck and roll out of her pins. Same thing for the 2 young ladies, those that round out the class. We need to stouten them up, make them a little bit more explosive in terms of their pin set. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Winning Class 9 goes to Finley Griffin, and second was Kaisley Selke. Third, Lauren Anderson. Fourth to Carson Gorbett. Fifth to Alexis Zebarth. Sixth to Carson Gorbett, and seventh to Leanna Moore. That brings us to Class 10 commercial does. Class 11 commercial does, make your way to the holding area. Class 11 commercial does, make your way to the holding area. Again, at the conclusion of the commercial doe show, we'll take some short pictures. I'll give you a 5-minute call for those weather-type does or those weather dams once we get closer to it.
And we'll keep you updated on how long that picture break lasts as well, because the swine show, 5 minutes turned into about 15 minutes. So we'll keep you updated as we go along. Pretty good crowd out tonight.
Yeah, very good crowd.
Very similar to the swine.
Yep.
Standing room only in certain areas of the show arena. And Melissa, tons of activity going on tonight. We've got harness racing for the second night in the row at 6 o'clock. Then we've got karaoke at the entertainment tent, which luckily for all of you, I am not participating in. That'll save your ears.
Yeah,
and
neither Cindy and I. That's not happening.
I would pay money to see that, actually. I'm not going to lie.
I keep watching out at the track because there's some of them, they're taking some warm-up laps.
Yes, and you had a pretty nice little story about what is going on tonight.
They've now brought the start gate truck up to the back, I want to call it the back entrance of the track, because that's where they will actually start before he releases the group that's in the heat. But the really fun part about that is if you guys have been listening to Party Line the last couple of weeks, Hillary Guffey, who is a former 10-year member, her maiden name is actually Doyle, former 10-year 4-H member. Her family has been a part of the fair. Pletch family and Doyle family have all been members of the fair and part of the fair for generations. And we found out she's been on the fair council now for about 10 years. She's also a teacher at Clinton Prairie. But we found out on Party Line a couple weeks ago, and then we turned around and she reaffirmed it this week on Party Line, that the one thing that she's never gotten to do at the fair that she's always wanted to do is ride in the gate truck, in the start gate car or truck, whichever it is at that particular race. She's never gotten to do that. So I was kind of sneaky, and I went and
Our next class, commercial does, and maybe one for me. I mean, maybe just it just doesn't come together maybe as kind of our classes before, but I think when you step off, I think there's one thing to do, and that's to start with the young man right directly in front of me. Love that one thing when you put your hands on her. She's big, she's opened up. Maybe for me, I'd like to just fill her in just a shade right there when you get your hands on her up high, when you step off to the side. Good in terms of her balance. She's still got plenty enough muscle, long neck, good shoulder, good kind of a chested. And we probably could stun her up in terms of her running gear just a shot, but I think I condemn that one ideal. Young lady's red doe that comes in two, gonna like that one. I think she follows her class winner in terms of height of shoulder, in terms of slimness of neck. Gonna like that one in terms of her roundness of rib and her upper rib. Maybe for me, she just wants to duck and dive, just a shot out of her blade. When you study her off to the side, like to stouten that one up in terms of the ground, deepen her out in terms of her twist. Young lady's doe that comes next, big, tall, upstanding one, just doesn't pack enough punch in terms of her width or her back. The young lady's dapple that rounds out the class. Nice kind of a female, just wants to fall out of bed. In terms of that one's chest, I'd like to rock her knee back in her skeleton, give her a little bit more muscle. Good class. My compliments, these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Winning Class 10 and getting second is also Carson Gorbett. Third goes to Kendra Brown, and fourth to Leanna Moore. That brings us to our final class of commercial does, Class 11. Let's get those first and seconds from 8, 9, and 10 up here to the holding area.
Coming in the ring for Class 11 is Carson Gorbett. He has 2 entries in this class also, along with him, Lauren Anderson and Ashlyn Douglas. What I was telling you was I talked to some very nice people over in the horse barns, and they helped me make arrangements for Hillary to ride.
That's great.
In the start gate truck. So I keep watching. I told her, I said, you can't be late because I pulled strings to get you in this. So you can't be late. You're going to make me look bad. So, but I'm happy that we could make that happen for Hillary because she works so hard. Her and the rest of the Fair Council to make this county fair possible, along with a lot of other volunteers. But
that's terrific.
Yeah, she eats and breathes this stuff, so it's kind of fun to be able to make that kind of a lifelong dream of hers come true.
Yeah, we'll take volunteers of any age.
Most definitely. They can use volunteers. Just get a hold of anyone on the Fair Council. You can email. You can actually go on their Facebook page and message. Hillary's the one who runs all of that. She takes care of it, and you can get a hold of her that way, and she can tell you all about it. And if you can't volunteer, but you come out here and you enjoy the fair, a lot of the things are free. A lot of this is free. Other than, if you eat on the or you go ride the rides, and even then, if you do buddy night, it's dirt cheap to ride the rides. You have those options. And if you have a little extra that you can kind of drop off to the Fair Council just in appreciation, then please do. Please do. They have a very I mean, our commissioners do what they can to get them a budget to work with, but sometimes that budget's pretty tight, and it takes a lot to run this fair and run the facilities, period. This is not just a 1 week and done facility. The maintenance on this fairgrounds is 24/7. And many of the buildings are you can rent them, and then during the winter they have winter storage. So, you know, if you don't want that boat sitting out in your driveway or anything, you can put it in storage here at the fairgrounds.
Into the next class, and I think the young lady in the short sleeve orange has got her class winner. That one's stout. She's opened up in terms of her chest floor, big in terms of her arm. I think you study her from there back. She's the roundest in terms of her ribs. She's probably the levelest in terms of that one. Maybe you just, you want to fix her and get a little bit more nitpicky. Yeah, we probably could fix her right behind her shoulder, but still, I think in terms of her stoutness of feature, that one's muscle. I think that one needs to work up and win. Young lady's doe that comes in two. She's a little bit more longer made. Maybe for me, I like to shorten her up in terms of her body size and in terms of her length, but still, she's got muscle, she's got stoutness, she's got feature. She maybe gets a bit right there with hands on her right behind her blade. I like to fix her out front in terms of that one's chest. Young man's doe that comes next. Gonna like that one. Really complete kind of a female, long in terms of her side, the length, maybe in terms of her hip. This is just for me. That one runs out of gas. For as big and robust as she is, just doesn't match what she's got down low. Young lady's doe that comes in four. Gonna like that one. Big, bold, kind of rugged in terms of that one's makeup. She's a little bit longer. For me, that one just need to fix her in terms of her top line. Wants to fade out just right behind her shoulders. Maybe wants to dip just a little bit right there in the middle of her back. Good class. My compliments these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations. First goes to Lauren Anderson. Second and third goes to Carson Gorbett. And fourth to Ashlyn Douglas. That brings us to our Grand and Reserve Grand Champion Commercial Doe Drive. For our full bloods percentage and commercial does, we'll take backdrop pictures at the conclusion of this drive.
And just so we're aware, the Maddie Ford volunteer count has increased by, it looks like 3 or 4.
Yep. We knew it would.
Yeah.
As the evening goes, there'll be more.
Bring the youngins out. Let them pass out some ribbons and some banners. It'll help everybody out.
She is so great with these little ones. What a great role model. All right, coming in the ring, Class 8, Maisie Galvin. Class 9, this is Finley Griffin. Also, Class 10 is going to be Carson Gorbett. And Class 11 is going to be Lauren Anderson. So they're getting all the champions together, and then they're also going to have the reserves in waiting. The reserves of Class 8, Leanna Moore. Class 9, second place is Kaisley Selke. Class 10, second place is Carson Gorbett. And Class 11 is Carson Gorbett. So they're going to bring them in. You'll see the first place animals in the classes will be on the west side of the ring, farthest away from the announcer's stand. And the second place animals of those classes will be on the east side of the ring. Weight range is anywhere from 30 pounds to 163 pounds. And of course the age is different too as you go. But
and no matter who gets the champion or the reserve, make sure that you make our sponsors your champion, as we wouldn't be able to do this and bring this to you without them. T.D. Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6 Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. Thank you so much for sponsoring this awesome event, letting us bring it to you. Yeah, when they heard rumors about the Kaspar Media performance in karaoke. We lost a lot of sponsors for that event. Unfortunately, we could not broadcast that one. We lost a lot of sponsors when the rumors started flying. So, although Sam's little one, I think, might have gotten us over the finish line for that one, though.
I think he could have cooed his way to a first place.
Yeah.
So, such a cutie.
Well, I thought for a moment his eyes were going to pop out of his head because he was so excited to see all of the animals and just see all the people, too.
Yeah, he is growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes.
Definitely. Like I said, I can't wait, though, until this winter when he's big enough to wear the Notre Dame gear I got him.
Oh, that's gonna be a good winter.
Oh, heck yeah. Got to start him young.
Teaching him right. Yeah, Sam's from Northern Indiana. You don't mess with football up there with
nope.
anyone from the Michiana area. Especially now that the Bears are going to be in Indiana this upcoming season too.
They finally made a decision.
Yeah,
on that
they're coming to Hammond.
Yeah. Every time I hear that, then the next week I hear that they've changed their minds again. So.
Yeah, coming to Hammond, Indiana, the town that inspired the book that led to the Christmas Story movies.
I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't.
Oh, there are a lot of people that aren't quite sure how they feel about that. Absolutely.
I mean, the Bears is I grew up with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up on the Bears, you know.
Ditka.
And
sausage.
I just can't.
Bears.
Yep. I just don't know how that's going to work.
If everybody would, ringside, put your hands together, congratulate all these young kiddos out here. And then we stack them up and roll the dice for our champion reserve commercial dough. And I think for me on the top end, I think there's 3 of them in consideration. And for me, kind of rolling back and forth in my head of, my daughter's only 6. And, you kind of have in your mind of, okay, what kind of speed and we're going to be, what kind of type of animals we want to show. And I think all of them represent good quality livestock. I think for me, there's 3, like I said, in contention. I'll put the mic down and we'll get you a champion. We'll re-rack for reserve. One more time, put your hands together, congratulate all these young kids. We drop her second place out here. And kind of like what we talked to her in class. She's big, she's stout in terms of her arm. Maybe for me, she gets a little bit shorter face, a little bit shorter coupled. Maybe that in terms of that one's neck to shoulder ratio. And we're going to go to the young lady on the far side that come out of the last class. Big, stout, opened up, kind of a female. Talked about her. Maybe want to fix her right behind her blade. Maybe want to fix her in terms of her chest. I think we put positives to negatives. I think there's one that's just a shade more speed. Young lady right here in front of me is going to be reserved.
Your grand champion commercial doe goes to Finley Griffin, and your reserve grand champion commercial doe goes to Lauren Anderson. Again, we're going to take a short break here to get some pictures of our 3 doe divisions, and we'll move on to the wet meat type weather dam does here shortly.
All right. Well, we are, I'm going to say, probably halfway through our show.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll take a little break, and we'll be right back with the Clinton County 4-H Fair Meat Goat Show for 2026. Still a lot of great things to see, including showmanship at the end. So do not go anywhere other than the concession stand or the nearest bathroom facility, but keep cool either way.
Yep.
Planning a special event? 51 West is an elegant venue located in the heart of downtown Frankfort. From weddings and showers to graduation parties and corporate events, whatever you need, we have a space for you. Let us be a part of your life's special events. Find us on Facebook and online at 51west.net or call us at 650-WEST. 51 West, downtown elegance, unforgettable events.
Day & Genda Funeral Home is committed to putting family first. Our family will go above and beyond to love and care for your family with compassion and empathy. When loss comes into your life, come where you are loved like family. Day & Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmers Bank. Let's grow.
Arborwood by Shoups, the perfect location for any of life's unique moments. With beautifully manicured gardens, original 1920s architecture, and a variety of wedding and catering packages, Arborwood is sure to make your event a timeless experience. Go to arborwoodbyshoups.com to ensure your particular event is the event of a lifetime.
What started with a dream is now a heritage of philanthropy, and today the Community Foundation is helping donors make our communities a better place every day. With your support, we can do more. What do you want your legacy to be? Visit CF Howard, CF Clinton, or cfcarroll.org.
No matter the project, Stone Alley Hardware and Industrial Supply has the tools you need to get the job done. From power tools and fasteners to lubricants, safety equipment, and accessories, they've got the gear for every job. Trusted brands like Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, and more. Whether you're a contractor, farmer, mechanic, or DIYer, Stone Alley has what you need. Visit Stone Alley in-store on State Road 28 next to Circle Supply, or find them online at stonealleyinc.com. Get the job done right with Stone Alley.
Layden's Furniture and Mattress, one of the oldest running furniture stores in Indiana, serving since 1946. While many things have come and gone since then, Layden's, an official Lazy Boy dealer, is committed to ensuring quality is not just a goal, but a guarantee. Stop into 2 North Main Street in Frankfort and let the Layden family help make your house a home with both the latest trends and timeless designs. Copper Electric Service LLC has over 30 years experience, licensed, bonded, and insured, serving Boone, Clinton, Carroll, Tippecanoe, White, and Montgomery counties. Residential jobs, both large and small. Electric car charging stations to landscape lighting. Visit CopperElectricServiceLLC.com or call 765-379-5056.
Are you searching for a trusted local jeweler? Look no further. Visit Ellis Jewelers on the square in downtown Frankfort. From beautiful jewelry, watches, and clocks to jewelry cleaning, repair, custom design, and restyling, Ellis does it all. Engraving, appraisal, or evaluation, Ellis Jewelers is here to help.
Ellis Jewelers.
Newell Gas in Michigantown is sharing some of the great reasons to use propane. For example, did you know propane is an approved clean energy source under the Clean Air Act of 1990? Or that propane is incredibly efficient? It heats faster, saving on energy costs. And propane is green. It generates less greenhouse gas than electricity. At Newell Gas, they're your local propane experts for residential, farm, business, or small tank service. Visit newellgas.com or stop by Newell Gas today.
When it comes to keeping your car running right, trust the team that's got your back, Big O Tires. Located on State Road 39 in Lebanon, Big O does it all. Oil changes, alignments, tire rotations, brakes, and more. Whether you're prepping for a road trip or just tackling that overdue maintenance, the certified technicians at Big O Tires will get the job done right the first time. Check them out on Facebook for exclusive deals and updates. Next time your vehicle needs a little love, head over to Big O Tires in Lebanon and talk to manager Lauren and owner Alan. Big O Tires is the team you trust.
Hey, Culligan Man! Hi, it's Lori from Culligan Water of Clinton and Boone County, inviting you to come check out our many filtration systems.
Culligan Water of Clinton and Boone County, locally owned and operated.
Hey, Culligan Man!
It's the sizzle of handcrafted pork burgers, the robust tang of Shoup's signature barbecue sauce. It's the delight of pulling apart tender, slow-cooked ribs, or the joy of sharing gourmet popcorn with loved ones. It's the taste of tradition. From Shoup's Family Kitchen to yours, it's the wholesome variety of Shoup's Country Foods. We believe you'll savor every bite. Explore our country store at State Road 39 south of Frankfort or visit us online at shoupscountry.com.
Membership with Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union is a whole lot easier with our new state-of-the-art ATM located just off State Road 28 by Jimmy John's. Find out more at solfcu.org. Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
Solidarity Community.
Sam I Am Carpet Cleaners, they're not a new name in the business, they're the name in the business. They offer top-notch carpet and upholstery cleaning, deodorizing, and mold remediation for both commercial and residential spaces.
If your carpets need some help, give us a call at 765-327-8828. We're not just clean, we're the experts of clean.
Waiting and waiting to see a surgeon? Not at Witham Health Services. Our surgeons offer next-day appointments. They deliver a full range of surgery options and the latest minimally invasive options for shorter hospital stays and faster recoveries, so your life isn't kept on hold. Expert surgeons, express scheduling, close to you. Witham Health Services.
For Class 14 Weathers, Class 13 Weather Dams, Class 14 Weathers, make your way to the holding area.
And we are back. We are back at the 2026 Meat Goat Show here at the Clinton County 4-H Fair. We want to thank our sponsors for letting us be out here bringing you this great show. Dream Team Boer Goats, McWhirt Boer Goats, Six Day Family Farms, and T.D. Walker Trucking
Nose out here for the pairs, and I think two of them that are definitely similar in their type and kind. And the way their makeup, in terms of the way that they're made, they're big, they're round, they're robust, they're opened up. Definitely in terms of up front, I think they match in terms of their feature down low. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together, congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, your champion, best two does in herd goes to Lauren Anderson. That brings us to Class 13 Weather Dam does, Class 14 Weathers, Class 15 Weathers. Make your way to the holding area.
Coming in the ring, we're going to have...
Well, we'll have a new division walking in here. I'd like to go ahead and introduce our evaluator for this evening, Mr. Christian Stoner from Cherubusco, Indiana. Growing up in the livestock, he's grown up in the livestock industry and exhibited livestock across the country and was a dedicated 10-year 4-H member. During high school, he competed on a highly successful livestock judging team before continuing his judging career at Illinois Central College. Christian has judged numerous livestock species across 12 states and Canada. Alongside his wife, Ashley, and their 3 children, Hattie, Tilly, and Artie, he owns and operates Stoner Livestock, where they raise cattle. He previously served as a coach of the Noble County Livestock Judging Team, leading a state championship team, 11 national qualifying teams, and most recently a national champion team. In addition to his livestock involvement, Christian is a rodeo announcer and works as a crop adjuster. Let's put our hands together this evening, inviting Mr. Christian Stoner here to Clinton County.
He's definitely got the voice for it, that's for sure.
And the humor.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
That opening line was great.
Yeah, it
Love
was. It was. All right, in the ring, Class 13, meat type weather dams. 2 entries from Lucy Dunderman, Claire Heater, Gavin Weber, and Riley Shirey. Our weights range in from 41 pounds to 98 pounds.
Here in our meat type weather dams, and I think there's just, just kind of a quality sword. And I think for me, the tall-shouldered, big round-bodied one needs to win. Put your hands on her. That one's probably got the most rack shape when you cut it. Study her there up high in terms of down low. Probably the stoutest featured one. Needs to go ahead and win. He's doe that comes in 2, good-looking from the side. I think she's super athletic in terms of that, her spine and the way she utilizes her hip and her hind leg. Yeah, we maybe could fix her in an area 2. Maybe just want to open her up right there in terms of a rack. Give her just a shade more right there in her upper part of her rack. The young lady's doe that comes in 3, maybe not as far along, a little bit lighter muscled one, but still you got to like that one in terms of her neck set and her shoulder set. Young man's doe that comes next gets a little the most flattest in terms of her leg, needs to have more muscle. Young lady's doe that rounds out the class, good in terms of her neck. She's probably a little shot lower tying, maybe when you studied her off to the side. Good class. My compliments these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together, congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, your grand champion, Weather Dam Doe, goes to Riley Shirey. Your reserve grand champion, Claire Heater. 3rd in division, Lucy Dunderman. 4th, Gavin Weber. And 5th to Lucy Dunderman. That brings us to Class 14, Weathers. Class 15, Weathers being the holding area. Again, exhibitors, Pygmy Goat exhibitors will take a picture break of these last 2 divisions here after the Weathers. Then we'll move right on into your Pygmy show.
I can't believe we're almost to the Pygmy show already.
Moving right along.
Yes, it is. And that's probably a good thing. I mean, we've been talking about the heat.
Yeah.
And even you and I have noticed it. All the fans blowing everything worse. I think for the first time here in the show arena this week, I am actually sweating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been doing that, so I apologize now. Anyway, I have not.
We apologize to our loyal viewers that you cannot see Melissa sweating right now.
This child has not had her hair down all week. It ain't happening in this heat. So, yeah, I look more like my brothers than myself with my hair pulled back. But, yeah, it is what it is.
Typically, when I pull my hair back, it falls out. So,
Yeah, well, I think mine's doing that too.
Oh, you're doing that too.
I think that's more from old age than it is anything else. So, great class of meat type weathers, Boer goat weathers out here right now, ranging in age from 45 pounds to 51 pounds. And they are exhibited by Adeline Dunderman, Lucy Dunderman, Graham Osler, Ashlyn Douglas, and Lexus Zebarth.
Hey, just because I celebrate the anniversary of my 21st birthday every year does not make me old one bit. So, That is okay. We'll just say we're in the 36-plus months category.
That'll work. That'll work. Hey, it works for the goats. Why can't it work for us?
Exactly, right?
Yeah. Again, we've got a really good class of meat-type wethers. These are young ones. I mean, they are small. They're going to fill out. He's looking at them structurally, their bone structure. He's going to look at how they're beginning to fill out. He's looking at their rack and looking at the length through the back. But these little guys have got a long ways to go before they're ready to go to market.
Well, he's been talking about improving them. Now, this is going to be my City Slicker question number 5,000 for the fair week, but how do you improve them, so to speak? Because he's been talking about bone structure and everything like that.
When he gives them critiques like that, what he's looking at is if these kids are actually raising, or if they're considering on raising their own, he wants them to be able to look at these and see what needs to be changed or what he would change to bring into production a better quality or the next level up, so that when they go genetically, they know what to start looking at when they find their does and their bucks for production purposes.
Okay, so it's more of a business decision. It's not like you're going to be able to magically wave a wand and everything.
You're not going to go out there and do plastic surgery on these suckers.
Our first class of wethers and maybe some challenges, maybe up through our top 4 and nothing to take away from the ones that are down the line. I think for me, when you study and put positives to negatives and pros to cons, I think the young lady that starts the class probably got the one that just handles with the most rack shape. That one's opened up in terms of his lower rib and his heart. Has still got some muscle when you get right in behind him. Young lady's wether that comes in 2, a little bit longer made. When you step off to the side and study him, he wants to give it just a little bit right behind his blade. I'd like to stout him up in terms of his arm. I'd like to give him much more just right in the seat of his pants. He probably is a little shallower in terms of his twist. Deepen him out there, pack a little bit more punch. Same thing with the guy that comes in 3. I love this thing from the side. When he props off, you get off to the side of him, he's good there in terms of levelness, in terms of his balance, roundness, in terms of his rib. I think for me, you study him up front. That's the lower tie-in option of the top trio. We need to pick him up in terms of his neck set, rock him back in terms of his shoulder, give him a shot more muscle. I think you do that. That one wins this class pretty handily. And the 2 that round out the class just need to pack a little bit more in terms of just sheer cover, whack shape, and get from there into just a muscle. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations, winning the first class of wethers, Ashlyn Douglas. In second goes Lexus Sybarth. Third, Graham Osler. Fourth, Lucy Dunderman. And fifth to Adeline Dunderman. That brings us to class 15 wethers into the ring. Let's get those first and seconds of class 14 close by. Once again, Pygmy Goat Showman, I will give you a 5-minute call once we start getting towards the end of pictures for the Weather Dams and Weather Show here.
In the ring right now, Carson Gorbett, Lauren Anderson, and Kaisley Selke with our meat wethers ranging in weight from 62 to 89 pounds.
Yeah, here our next class of wethers, and I think Primitive, I think you can find that one. If you can't find that one to win this class, you might want to check your pulse. And just in terms of that one's look, his presence, you get your hands on him. He's opened up in terms of his rack. He's fit to a T. Love that one's rib shape and his muscle. I think a pretty logical place to start. Love the one and the young lady's red wether that comes in 2. That one might be a little bit square in terms of his loin edge. Maybe when you study him and you put your hands on him, you step off to the side. He still packs enough in terms of his true muscle and his dimension. Maybe for me, when you study him and compare him to the one right ahead of him, he maybe just not be as attractive attractive in terms of his front end, in terms of his shoulder, but still, he's still got enough muscle. He's got plenty enough shape to go ahead and be 2 in this class. Young man that comes in 3, kind of runs into 2 buzzsaws up top. Gonna like that one in terms of his look and his makeup. Just doesn't pack enough to rival the 2 right ahead of him. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
All right, we're going to give him a second to make it back around. Like you said, it's a trot to go.
Yeah.
Winning class 15 goes
back
Casey
around.
Selke. Second, Lauren Anderson. And third to Carson Gorbett. That brings us to our grand champion drive in the market weather division. Pygmy Doe Showman, I will give you a 5-minute call once we get towards the end of pictures for our weather dams and weather goats.
They're giving Kaisley a chance to get a drink and make her way back around with her class 15 winner, and getting ready to come in the ring. Class 14 winner weather, meet type weather, Ashlyn Douglas. So we'll be going for grand and reserve champion weather. Second place, Lexus Zebars from class 14, and also second place, Lauren Anderson from class 15 will also be entering the ring. As the judge said, we're going to be taking a picture break, and I'm not putting. I'm sorry, Ricky, but I've learned not to put a time on it. I don't think it'll take that long because we don't have that many of them that many classes to go through for pictures.
Nope.
But we're still not going to put a time limit on it. But we also want to thank our sponsors for letting us be here.
Yeah, absolutely. T.D. Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6th Day at Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. Thank you so much. We couldn't do it without you. Looks like our judge is ready to go.
Not going to spend a lot of time. I can feel the sweat back, and it's and I don't want to take anything away. I think for me, out here in our weather drive, I think there's 2 that surface. We talked about them in class in terms of one being presented to a T. Young lady out of the last class is going to be our champion. Young lady out of the second out of that class is going to be reserve. Congratulations to these kids.
All right, your champion, Kaisley Selke, and your reserve champion, Lauren Anderson.
Congratulations, your grand champion weather goes to Kaisley Selke, and your reserve grand champion to Lauren Anderson. Take a couple of quick pictures here, and we'll move into the Pygmy show. So Pygmy exhibitors, start making your way up here to the holding area. That's class 17. And your yearling doe and your class 18 and 19 senior Pygmies, start slowly making your way up here to the holding area.
Don't go anywhere, folks, because the little Spitfires are coming up next, and
11 classes of Pygmies.
And they are absolutely adorable and a lot of fun. But let's stop and remember how big Pygmies are and how tall some of our exhibitors are. Kudos to these kids for showing Pygmies. My knees would not, I would be out there with a walker and sitting on it to be able to show these guys.
Well, you've got a kid like Carson Gorbett who is well over 6 foot tall.
Oh, yeah.
As well. That's definitely going to put a pain in your back and your neck and
that's
all sorts of places.
I was looking down through here and seeing how, Graham Osler, another kid that's well into the 6 foot mark. And, like I said, kudos to these kids for showing Pygmies, because I would be.
It's a ball of fun.
I would be, honestly, they'd have to put me on a stretcher so I could sit there and show them. So we'll be back. We're going to take a break with them, and we'll be back with more Clinton County 4-H Goat Show here on HoosierlandTV.com.
Planning a special event? 51 West is an elegant venue located in the heart of downtown Frankfort. From weddings and showers to graduation parties and corporate events, whatever you need, we have a space for you. Let us be a part of your life's special events. Find us on Facebook and online at 51west.net or call us at 650-WEST. 51 West, downtown elegance, unforgettable events.
Genda Funeral Home is committed to putting family first. Our family will go above and beyond to love and care for your family with compassion and empathy. When loss comes into your life, come where you are loved like family. Genda Funeral Home, putting family first.
Former WNBA star Katie Douglas Poe is now the owner of fitness franchises that help people get healthier and more active. And even though she comes from the world of elite athletics, Katie's favorite customers are the ones pursuing modest goals. We're proud to provide her with that same kind of personal support and individual attention to her finances, which is why, when it comes to her banking, Katie is a farmer. The Farmer's Bank. Let's grow.
Arborwood by Shoups, the perfect location for any of life's unique moments. With beautifully manicured gardens, original 1920s architecture, and a variety of wedding and catering packages, Arborwood is sure to make your event a timeless experience. Go to arborwoodbyshoups.com to ensure your particular event is the event of a lifetime.
What started with a dream is now a heritage of philanthropy, and today the Community Foundation is helping donors make our communities a better place every day. With your support, we can do more. What do you want your legacy to be? Visit CF Howard, CF Clinton, or cfcarroll.org.
No matter the project, Stone Alley Hardware and Industrial Supply has the tools you need to get the job done. From power tools and fasteners to lubricants, safety equipment, and accessories, they've got the gear for every job. Trusted brands like Milwaukee, DeWalt, Makita, and more. Whether you're a contractor, farmer, mechanic, or DIYer, Stone Alley has what you need. Visit Stone Alley in-store on State Road 28 next to Circle Supply, or find them online at stonealleyinc.com. Get the job done right with Stone Alley.
Layton's Furniture and Mattress, one of the oldest running furniture stores in Indiana, serving since 1946. While many things have come and gone since then, Layton's, an official Lazy Boy dealer, is committed to ensuring quality is not just a goal, but a guarantee. Stop into 2 North Main Street in Frankfort and let the Layton family help make your house a home with both the latest trends and timeless designs. Copper Electric Service LLC has over 30 years experience, licensed, bonded, and insured, serving Boone, Clinton, Carroll, Tippecanoe, White, and Montgomery counties. Residential jobs, both large and small. Electric car charging stations to landscape lighting. Visit copperelectricservicellc.com or call 765-379-5056.
Are you searching for a trusted local jeweler? Look no further. Visit Ellis Jewelers on the Square in downtown Frankfort. From beautiful jewelry, watches, and clocks to jewelry cleaning, repair, custom design, and restyling, Ellis does it all. Engraving, appraisal, or evaluation, Ellis Jewelers is here to help.
Ellis Jewelers, where your love story begins.
Like Cindy said, something's in the phone.
Pygmy Goats in the ring, so class 18-19. Pygmy Does, make your way to the holding area. Class 18-19, Pygmy Does, make your way to the holding area.
I'll get out here to the first class of pygmies, and really nice kind of a female, long and slim in terms of that one's neck, like her roundness of rib, in terms of her body shape, good class. I think one that can withstand some more competition. Congratulations to this young lady. Let's put your hands together, congratulate her as she enters the ring.
Congratulations, winning class 17 out of the yearling division is Isabella Plahico. That brings us to class 18. Senior Pygmy Does, class 19-20, Senior Pygmy Does, make your way to the holding area. That's 18 in the ring, class 19 and 20, Pygmy Does, senior Pygmy Does. Make your way to the holding area.
Coming in the ring is going to be 2 to 3 year old Pygmy Does, exhibited by Kendall Osler and Isabella Platico. I got to make sure I get that K in there. Platico. And you guys missed it. It was off the air, but when she brought that little doe in, that little yearling, Kyle goes, "Aw!" It's like, I'm telling you, ain't no way. I know they are a meat breed, but to me, they are no different than a puppy. These are pets. I want one. My husband won't let me have one.
He won't. What is his excuse or reason?
He said they have way too much attitude.
Oh.
I said, that's why I want him. I need somebody that has attitude and sarcasm. And even though they can't talk, you can detect the sarcasm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It comes out in the voice. They'll tell you. So cute.
You put up with me and Sam when we're ornery. I mean, how hard could it be, right?
I had 3 older brothers.
Yeah,
man.
Exactly. You
that's
put up with worse.
I think that's the reason why my husband doesn't want one. He's had to live with my family for over 40 years, so almost getting close to 50. So, yeah.
Every time you go out in public, you remind everybody of the Clampets, right?
Somewhat. Somewhat. Oh. We have one that's saying, no, not today.
I remember last year's show, we had a couple just kind of fall over as well.
Yeah, but I think, are you sure those weren't fainting goats?
Well,
they weren't pygmies, I don't think.
It was storming. So
yeah, good lightning strike.
Good lightning strike.
Got to put a fainting goat on its side.
Yeah,
yes, very much
second class of pygmies, and kind of the blue tinge one's going to win. Just in terms of that one's frame size, she's moderate in terms of her makeup. She's busted open underneath. I think that one goes and travels a little bit better than the knucklehead that's going to follow her. Kind of giving some fits for the young lady, but still, you got to appreciate that one in terms of her upstandingness, in terms of her length and extension up front, in terms of her blade and her angle to her shoulder. Maybe just falls off just a little bit in terms of her sheer muscle. Maybe wants to just get a drop a little bit out of her pins. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations. Winning class 18 is Isabella Plahico, and second goes to Kendall Osler. That brings us to class 19 in the senior pygmy division. Class 19 coming in the ring. Class 20, make your way to the holding area. We'll have those first and seconds close by.
I seem to remember carrying my dachshund around just like that around the house.
Well, that's one way to get back around and ready to go back in the ring fairly quickly.
I always like asking the kids, what have you named your goat? And then my next question usually is, what do you call your goat? And a lot of times those names don't match up.
Pretty much. Class 19, 3 to 5 year old pygmy does, exhibited by Graham Osler, Kendall Osler, Kendra Brown, Sydney Damrow, and Isabella I'm going to butcher this.
Plahitko.
Yeah, I am going to butcher that every time. I am so sorry, Isabella.
Kendra Brown going to be on party line tomorrow morning in the 8:45 time slot. I think she's going to bring a couple of her closest fans and friends, talk about some llamas in the morning.
Yeah, we're also going to be talking to Lauren Anderson, who's had a big show in the Borgo division, and she's going to be coming in, and she's going to speak with us tomorrow morning as well.
Currently, she's resting up because showmanship not too far away. We're getting there.
Yeah, last year she was in Master Showman, and she's our past senior winner. So she's automatically in Master Showman, and we'll see who joins her from the senior competitors this year. Again, as I've said before, just because you win it doesn't mean you get to keep it.
No.
So when you get the Masters, so you have to be in there again and compete again. So Lauren's gonna. I told her to go find a fan. That poor kid, she's drenched.
Yeah.
From all the going back and forth in the ring.
Well, and plus you got all the family pictures, and you get that many people bunched together that you're going to break a sweat just being that close together. So
yeah, she's going to be our guest tomorrow. Our judge is making his selections. I don't envy him because I couldn't do it. I just go on sheer cuteness, and they would all win.
Well, he's got a terrific rhythm to his speech as well too, which is a lot of fun.
He's very consistent in the way he picks, and I love the fact that he describes every bit of it, so the kids are learning as we go. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he's won a few championships, national qualifications.
Yeah,
the guy knows his stuff. Definitely.
Heck of a coach. And he's an Indiana boy.
Yeah, that's the best part.
Which makes it even better.
Oh, there you go. See, that's the way to get him moved.
Yeah. There you go, Graham. Good job.
Now, see, I'd award extra points just for doing that, because I'd say, hey, sometimes that's the easiest way to get them moved.
You know, that would kill my knees and my back. Look at Graham. There we go, down
he
on
heard
one
you.
knee. Well, a lot of times when you're showing the short breeds like this, and we saw it in the sheep show with the Shetlands, you go down on one knee. And that's perfectly fine. It's perfectly acceptable. You can show them standing up if you want hunched over, or, you know, the more or less it's how you do the best, how you're the most comfortable showing your animal off and showing their features off. So, but yeah, I would be like Graham. I'd be down on one knee, and somebody would have to help me back up. But I would definitely be doing it just like Graham is right now. So
that's where you'd call a volunteer over and say, we need some help.
Yeah. I don't envy this judge. This is tough.
No, this is a tough class.
This is really a tough class. Yeah.
A lot of the pictures that we take are going to be on ClintonCountyDailyNews.com. Also, if you have a special someone that's going to be on Party Line, you don't have to worry about timing it up on the radio if you don't want to, because you can go right to that website and listen to their interview as much as possible.
Yeah, just give me a chance to get it up.
Yeah. Give us some more.
Since I'm here, I can't get it published until I get to go back there. But like today, I published about 3 days worth of Party Line to get all the fare up.
Your mobile command center is not up and running in your vehicle right now.
Not in this heat.
Not in this heat.
Not in this heat. I mean, we're lucky we keep the computers and everything we're using for the broadcast, keeping those cool. And I'm not even going to risk it with my laptop. I'll go back to the station and work and get this stuff uploaded. Kudos to Cindy. She's been making the rounds. She goes back and she works for a little bit and then comes back out. She's been helping with making sure we're getting all these pictures and getting them up. As long as you can read my writing, Kyle and I have been trying to take the best notes that we can and make sure we're getting the results and getting those to MJ so that she can get the articles up and with Cindy's pictures, and we're trying.
Total team effort.
Very much
out
so.
at the fair, most certainly.
Here in the next class of pygmies, and kind of reminds me of myself, short and fat. But I think for me, I think the black one needs to win. That's the tall-shouldered, upstanding one that's probably got the most rack. When you put your hands on that one, needs to win. For me, I think after that, maybe kind of structure and stoutness of features, kind of a wash. From there, it's just more personal preference. I think the young lady's doe that comes in 2, probably a little bit better in terms of her neck set and the way that that one ties out. Young man's one that comes in 3, a little bit shorter right there in terms of her neck set, maybe not as stout in terms of her feature, but still a nice one to go in 3. I like this one, young lady's doe, when she first came in the ring. I thought, okay, kind of the outlier of the class, but when you step off to the side and get right in behind her, she just doesn't have enough in the seat of her britches. She gets a little flatter, gets a little frailer in terms of her feature, but you got to love her extension and her head and her neck, beautiful in terms of her silhouette from the side. Same thing for the young lady's pygmy that rounds out the class. She's big, she's stout, she's opened up. Maybe for me, just wants to rock and roll just a little bit out of her top line, stouten her up, give her a little bit more muscle. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors as they exit the ring.
I'm going to wait for confirmation on that one just because I think he lined those up in reverse. From
Results of Class 19 Senior Pygmy Does. First goes to Kendra Brown. Second to Kendall Osler. Third, Graham Osler. Fourth to Sydney Demro. And fifth to Isabella Plahico. That brings us to Class 5 Senior Pygmy Doe, or Class 20, Senior Pygmy Does. On deck, we'll have those first and seconds out of the senior division, and that champion out of the yearling division to come back for grand overall. Then we'll move on into our mother-daughter and best 2 head does class.
Coming in the ring, we're going to have our 5+ years Senior Pygmy Doe class, Clayton Brown, Isabella Plahico, and Riley Shirey. Don't you laugh over there.
Somebody told me a great joke off to my left, so wasn't laughing at that at all.
Yeah, that certain person was invisible too. I saw that.
Yeah, absolutely. Isabella's born in 2019, and Clayton and Riley, theirs were both born in 2017. Within 1 day of each other.
And they don't look a day over 2 years old.
Right.
I mean, just amazing. That's one of the things I want to ask one of the kids when this is over. I want to know what's the average life expectancy of a pygmy. Oh, I started something, didn't I?
Oh, we might have
I was going to say, you're going to go look it up.
We might have some research and development staffers on call.
That's what I get for putting the idea in his head.
We got interns that can come up with stuff like that.
Yep. It's really because he's ADHD, and he needs to stay busy. It's good for him.
Give Kyle something to play with during the broadcast.
Yeah, because we don't have his little toys here to play with.
Yeah.
So we don't have trucks and tractors and bulldozers and stuff here.
Shiny object.
Yeah.
Average lifespan of a pygmy goat, anywhere from 10 to 15 years. However, they can live a little bit longer, occasionally reaching up to 18 years. So I'm not sure if the mister at home would be thrilled to have that, Melissa.
Yeah.
Next class of pygmies, and kind of tall-statured, or extended kind of a one that's out front that we're going to use to win this particular class. Going to like her in terms of her underlying balance and just the way that she travels. The young man's doe that comes in 2, going to like that one off to the side in terms of her length and her extension. Maybe you put your hands on her. She just doesn't overwhelm you in terms of her mass and her width of rack. Maybe for me, you need to fix her in terms of the way that she moves. And wants to give me a little more quick stepping. Maybe just doesn't set him down as comfortable as I'd like to see when you get it out on the move. But still, a nice one to go in, too. Young lady's doe that rounds out the class. Got to like that one in terms of her mug, in terms of her roundness and her openness of rib. She just falls short in terms of her upper rib. Like to see just a shot more cover there on terms of her ribs, but good class. My compliments these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Winning Class 20 is Isabella Plahico. Second, Clayton Brown. And third goes to Riley Shirey. That brings us to our champion reserve senior pygmy doe drive. Following that, we'll have our grand champion reserve grand champion pygmy doe drive. Then we'll go into Class 21 mother-daughter and Class 22 best 2 does and herd.
And one other thing to keep in mind, Melissa, if you get one pygmy, they like being with a herd, so you're probably going to have to get a couple.
Oh, yeah.
Then, so you're going to have a couple of.
Yeah, because I don't think
the young people that are getting ready are thinking about getting ready for showmanship at the conclusion of the pygmy show. Once again, at the conclusion of the pygmy show, we will take pictures of our pygmy division champions and reserves. Then we will move into showmanship. So if you're getting ready for showmanship in the background, just know that at the conclusion of the pygmy show, we'll take some quick pictures and then we'll move right into showmanship.
Is it the companionship or is it the pitter-patter of little feet that draws to the people to the pygmies, Melissa?
I think it's just the overall cuteness. I mean, let's face it. That's just cute. I mean,
get out here for a pygmy show, and I think all 6 of them are extremely good in their own right. I think in terms of their stature, where they need to fit in the bill, and just in terms of just being moderate and opened up and stout in terms of their look. I'll put the mic down and go get you a champion reserve. If everybody would please put your hands together, congratulate these young kids.
Isabella's got 3 of them, or she's got 2 of them out here.
All right, winning your senior pygmy doe division, your champion comes out of Class 18, Isabella Plahico, and your reserve champion out of Class 19, Kendra Brown. That brings us to our grand and reserve grand pygmy doe drive. Following that, we will have Class 21 mother-daughter and Class 22 best 2 does and herd.
Isabella's coming back out with her yearling doe.
Drop our class winners and visitors out here for overall pygmy, and I think all 3 of them are extremely good in terms of their own right and where you put your emphasis and your priorities. I think for me, I think there's 2 that surface. Young lady out of the last class is going to be our champion. Young lady that's in the second in that class is going to be reserved. Congratulations to them.
Congratulations, your grand champion pygmy doe goes to Isabella Plahico, and your reserve grand champion to Kendra Brown. That brings us to Class 21 mother-daughter. Class 21 mother-daughter, Class 22 best does and herd. Be on the ready. Pygmy Weathers, Class 23, 24, 25. Be on the ready in the holding area.
Now, Melissa, you talk about your back and your knees taking care of pygmy goats. The Guinness Book of World Records has the shortest pygmy goat on record at 1 foot 3 inches tall. Named Karumbi. The article says, I Karumbi, a tiny black Canadian pygmy goat from Kerala, India. She was 4 years old when she set the record, and it was a genetics thing, so she wasn't a baby either. So that's how she was able to get that.
I would be interested to see if anybody's put a yardstick up against some of these.
Uh-huh.
So, but again, cute as can be. Going to be coming in this next class coming up. Class 21, Kendall Osler and Isabella Plahitko is going to be in with their mother-daughter pair. So this is the mother and the daughter, and he's looking at genetics is basically what we're looking at.
Yep, absolutely.
And the consistency of physical makeup.
They don't know how small they are, though, because a lot of times they'll play with the other animals on the farm, whether it be cows, ducks, rabbits, people.
The best thing you can do is set them up with the mechanics of being able to play King of the Mountain.
Yes.
Because they love it. All goats like to jump, they like to climb, but pygmies are extremely adventurous. They have no idea how little they really are. And I honestly would not put it past one to beat my dog up. And Willie does not play nice with others, but
no.
I think that they would give him a run for his money for sure. I could see him going and hiding. Again in the ring right now, Kendall Osler and Isabella Plahitko with their mother-daughter pairs. As our show begins to wind down and we get closer to showmanship here, we definitely want to give our sponsors another shout out as soon as the judges done.
Get out here for a mother-daughter selection, and we'll just talk about them. The pair to my right, really good and upstanding in terms of in terms of their shape and in terms of studying them out front in terms of their length and their extension. The next pair right in front of me, I gotta like them. I think they match in terms of similarity, uniformity. I think for me, there's a pair that's a little bit more of my speed. This pair right here is going to be champion. The one on my left is going to be reserve.
Your champion mother-daughter pair goes to Kendall Osler, and your reserve champion to Isabella Plahitko. That brings us to Class 22, best two does in herd. Pygmy Weathers, Class 23, 24, and 25. Be on the ready in the holding area.
And make sure that you tell your mother or your daughter or any of your family members to show some love to our sponsors, because we couldn't do it without them at TD Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6 Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. Thank you so much for keeping us on HoosierLandTV.com for this great event.
Up next, the best two does in herd. Isabella Plahitko will be your exhibitor. We only have one entry in this particular class, so she will automatically be your champion.
And a majority of the classes that we've got left all the way to Class 27 are similar to that, too.
One entry in Class 22, Isabella Plahitko wins the best two does in herd. That means we're going to move right on into the Pygmy Weather Show. Class 23, Pygmy Weather Kid. Class 24, yearling. Class 25, 2 to 3 years. Make your way to the holding area. Class 26 and 7 of your Pygmy Weathers. Make your way to the holding area as well.
All right, Pygmy Weathers. This is the boys. So the boys get to show too.
The-
Not just all about mom and sis. It's the boys get to show too.
And this is usually where the unexpected typically happens, at least in my experience the last 3 years.
Well, the kid category shown by Taylor Hillis. This is a baby. This is a little guy. Little guy. He born this March on the 23rd. He's just a little tiny guy. Oh, he turned and he saw all the people. And he says, "No, I don't think so."
He's like, this spot's good.
Yep.
We're good at right here.
Yeah, he likes the idea that he could turn around and face the gates.
Yep. He's like, I'm
So-
getting my blue ribbon.
Yep.
Single entry here in our first class of Weathers, and I think one that can withstand some competition in terms of that one's length and extension from the side. You put your hands on him, he's good, he's round, good in terms of his edges. My compliments to this exhibitor. Let's put your hands together and congratulate this young lady. She exits the ring.
Congratulations, winning class 23 is Taylor Hillis. That brings us to class 24, Pygmy Weather Yearling. Class 25, 26, and 27 be on the ready in the holding area. Again, showmanship exhibitors. Once we complete class 27 and we get to our grand and reserve grand champion Pygmy Weather, we'll get some pictures of the Pygmy Show division winners. Then we'll move on into showmanship. I will give you a 5-minute call when we get towards the end of Pygmy Weather or Pygmy Goat pictures.
We have a single entry in the yearling class. This yearling was born of October 29 of 25, shown by Isabella Plahitko. By the end of the show, I'll have it perfect. But
she's not going to let you forget her name
No,
tonight.
she's not.
We've got
She's
several
not.
youngsters that aren't going to let us forget them after this week.
Nice looking yearling Weather. Again, I know that Pygmies are considered a meat breed.
And when he brings us another single entry, and I don't like that one. Stout in terms of his feature, big in terms of his arm. Yeah, we could probably get nitpicky and say one out of him just a little bit more there in the seat of his pants, but still a good class. Compliments this young lady. Let's congratulate her. She exits the ring.
Winning class 24 is Isabel Plahitko. That brings us to class 25, 2 to 3-year-old Pygmy Weathers. Class 26 and 27 be in the holding area and keep those first and second Pygmy Weathers close by.
Kendall Osler and Graham Osler bringing in their 2 to 3-year-old Weathers. Kendall's born January of 24. Graham's May of 24. I guess this would be another question I would want to ask, or our computer can figure it out. But
in wink,
most
wink, nudge, nudge.
animal breeds that are bred for food, meat in this case, normally it's anywhere from 6 to 9 months depending on the breed, or it could be upwards of 13 to 14 months, especially if you're talking cattle, when they're market ready. But what I want to know is what is considered market ready.
Into the next class of Weathers, and kind of the blue tinge one we're going to use to win. Put your hands on him. That one's big and opened up and wide in terms of his rack. Gotta love him in terms of his shape up high, in terms of his rib, his stoutness of feature. Gets around the ring really good when you're in the showman's arms. I think the young lady that comes into a little bit longer, maybe a little bit more taller stature, taller at the point of his shoulder. That one for me just doesn't do it in terms of being busted open. In terms of his chest, doesn't keep the width when you get right in behind him. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together and congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Winning class 25 is Graham Osler, and coming in second is Kendall Osler. That brings us to class 26, Pygmy Weathers, class 26 entering the ring, class 27 be on the ready in the holding area. And let's keep those first and seconds, Pygmy Weathers, close by.
We have one entry in class 26, 3 to 5-year-old Weathers. Clayton Brown. This one was born 12/19 of 21.
Single entry, big, stout, robust, kind of a one. Put your hands on him. He opens up. My congratulations, this exhibitor. Let's put your hands together and give him a big round of applause.
Congratulations, Clayton Brown winning class 26. This brings in our final class of Pygmy Weathers, class 27. Let's have those first and seconds from class 23, 24, 25, and 26 close by for our champion drive.
Well, Melissa, to answer your previous question, thanks to our awesome interns that we've got here, they've done their research, they did their homework. Typically, pygmy goats, they are sold by the head as opposed to by the pound. And the one thing that you really got to keep in mind is, number one, if you do a livestock auction, they're probably going to take a 10% fee, obviously, but it's also that time of the year that you got to be wary of. A lot of times, we talk about the spring peak being April to June, and then you start to get into those holiday market sales like Easter, Christmas, Eid al-Fitr, and Eid al-Adha as well too, if we're talking about the different major holidays, significantly 1 to 2 weeks before those major holidays. One thing you got to avoid that late fall and winter, because a lot of times people don't want to have that extra expense of that hay for the pygmy goat. That's thanks to our wonderful interns that we've got working for us day and night, giving us all sorts of information.
And you double check to make sure they weren't using Wikipedia, right?
Oh, no, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. My English teachers would absolutely have a conniption. This is according to San Diego State University, Texas A&M University, and Northwest Michigan 4-H Livestock as well too. So,
well, in the ring right now we have our 5+ year Weathers, Addison Brown, Zeta Parsons, and Isabella Plahico.
Yeah, so if you're going to convince somebody to purchase one of them,
no, it's not going to be for me.
Yeah, definitely April to June.
Well, I of course, like I said, we have Willie right now, but I'm thinking when Willie's time comes, and hopefully not for a very long time.
Right.
But when it does, with the lifespan of a pygmy, I could handle that. I can handle a pygmy for a pet.
And they might be going for a little bit more now because they're in higher demand than what they were 10, 15 years ago. So
very much so.
Get them while you can.
Get into the old guys, and young lady in the blue, long sleeve is one we're going to start with. That thing, you put your hands on him. That is probably the biggest rack pygmy goat I've ever laid my hands on. He's big, he's opened up, he's square in terms of his rack. Good in terms of that one's rib shape. Yeah, we could probably get nitpicky that he probably can move just a little bit of shavings with that chest, but he's still built. He's still stout in terms of his arm, still stout in terms of his feature. I'd like to fix him maybe when he goes away from it, but he's kind of being a little kind of out there in terms of his attitude. But still, I think a good place to start. You know what? He's a weather that's going to come in two. Round body, big, opened up. Big in terms of that one's foot. Maybe just doesn't have the stoutness and the feature maybe compared to the one right ahead of him, but still a nice place to go in too. And what he's weather that comes in three is probably more the outlier. Long, slim neck, smooth shoulder, maybe just doesn't pack enough. And just in terms of true muscle, I'd like to shorten him in terms of that one's pastured length, make him just a stout bigger in terms of his arm. Good class. My compliments to these exhibitors. Let's put your hands together. Congratulate them as they exit the ring.
Congratulations. First out of Class 27 is Isabella Plahico, second to Addison Brown, and third to Zeta Parsons. That brings us to our grand champion Pygmy Weather Drive.
Typically, these pygmies will range anywhere from $60 to $300 plus per animal also. So depends on, as my grandmother used to say, depends on the size of your pocketbook.
Yep.
And during the time of the year, too, I'm sure they definitely go up.
Oh, I'm sure.
As well, getting closer to the holidays.
I'd be asking Santa to bring me one.
Now, I got to ask you, Melissa,
Uh-huh.
if I got you a pygmy goat, but he had to wear candy striped pants, would you keep him?
Wouldn't bother me none.
Wouldn't bother you? Okay, all right, very good.
No. No, but I can see my husband saying, take those to Ostlers.
The pygmies or the pants?
The pygmy and the pants. Take them over to Ostlers and let Graham and Kendall take care of him.
All right.
So I could see that very much so. Or better yet, he would say, give him to Seth, their dad.
Yes.
And let him take care of it. Which I'm sure he would.
Probably the cheapest is going to be the pygmy kids when they've been weaned and they're about 8 to 12 weeks. That's probably going to be the lower end in terms of the price.
I'm sure. Well, I don't know. You look at genetics and you
know,
and
that's a big thing.
You got to go into all of that. So.
And I like that a lot of people, they use genetics, but it's not the end-all, be-all,
Exactly.
too. I've really appreciated
for
that.
Me, it's just cuteness.
Because I'm old enough to remember when they started cloning animals, and that was a big uproar
Good time for Pygmy Show. And I think for me, I think there's one that needs to win. I think a reserve maybe gets just a shade closer. I think the one that needs to win, big, stout, rugged, made kind of a one. The young lady that comes out of her very last class is going to have her champion. Congratulations to her. We drop our second place out, and kind of like we talked to him in class, maybe want to fix him right there in terms of his pins. I think he kind of wants to duck and roll just a shot out of there. I think we line these back up. I think there's one that he's tall-shouldered, he's good-looking from the side. I still think he's stout enough in terms of his arm and his foot size. The young man in the Wrangler Brush Popper is going to be reserved.
Congratulations, your grand champion, Pygmy Weather, goes to Isabella Plahico, and your reserve grand champion goes to Graham Ostler. Again, showmanship exhibitors, I'll give you a 5-minute warning when we're about to start as we wind down pictures here for the Pygmy portion of the show.
I think Ricky's learned. Now it's a 5-minute warning instead of a 5-minute picture time. So that's all right. Well, I like giving Ricky a hard time, but he is such a great guy.
Yeah, have to.
Such a big heart.
Have to.
Fantastic young man who is the ag teacher at Clinton Central.
Well, as we go to break, Melissa, let's thank our sponsors one more time. T.D. Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6th Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. Couldn't do it without you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, stay tuned, folks. We're going to let all the pygmies get their pictures with their banners and everything, and let them get those good pictures. And then we will be back with showmanship. And from what we've been seeing so far this evening, this is going to be an interesting show for showmanship.
Oh, yeah, huge traffic jam, for lack of a better term, as we get closer and closer to senior with those grade 9 through 12. There's a bunch of them signed up, so that's good.
Yep.
Once the storms have come and gone, and it's time to put back the pieces, you might have lots of questions, but one of them shouldn't be who to turn to. Trust your roof to a contractor who cares, one who's part of an exclusive network of roofing professionals. Trust your roof to a member of the Owens Corning Independent Network of Roofing Contractors.
Ever wonder what it's like not to have a team behind you? Hello, Fletcher, Trey, Oscar, Coach. Yeah, that wouldn't be fun. But luckily, with Braden Business Systems, you'll never have to worry about that. From expert IT support to printers that don't quit on you, Team Braden is always ready to back you up. I know what it means to count on your team. That's why I'm proud to be a part of Team Braden, a trusted partner for IT services, printers, and copiers. Contact Team Braden today and partner with us.
Welty Exteriors, a Frankfort, Indiana tradition for over 80 years. They're experts in both commercial and residential roofing and use only the best materials.
Call us today at 765-654-7231 or visit us online at weltyexteriors.com.
The Frankfort VFW is now smoke-free and open to the public. Stop in and take a chance for big money on one of the 5 new ETAB machines, or stop in for bingo Thursday nights. Find VFW Post 1110 on Facebook for more details on concerts, activities, and events. VFW Frankfort now smoke-free and open to the public, featuring 5 new ETAB machines.
At Wesley Manor, life is lived fully at your pace. Nestled on 83 scenic acres in Frankfort, Indiana, we offer independent living, assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing all in one community. Wesley Manor. Peaceful living, vibrant life.
Marchand's Window Tinting in Antioch has been sticking it where the sun shines for years, featuring cutting-edge industry products, expert installation, and the lowest prices on window tint, no matter what you drive. Call 765-654-5073 to schedule your appointment, or stop out to 4015 South State Road 39 in Antioch. Your first place is home, your second place is work. Coca, located on the square in Frankfort, wants to be your third place. A place to relax alone or with friends. A place to recharge and take time for you. A place to enjoy fresh roasted coffee and just be. Come one, come all. Coca, 63 East Clinton Street, downtown Frankfort. Jerry's Body Shop has been fixing scratches, dings, and dents in Frankfort since 1969. However, Jerry's is more than a body shop. They specialize in auto repair as well. Technicians can tackle tune-ups, air conditioning, installation of alternators, timing belts, water and fuel pumps, as well as radiators and steering alignment. Jerry's Body Shop also has you covered for maintenance, oil changes, radiator flush and fills, fuel injector cleaning, air filters, belt and hose replacement, even tire rotation. Finally, Jerry's is the spot for body work, structural repair, bumper repair, body panel repair, rust repair, minor scratch removal, and auto glass replacement. Jerry's Body Shop also features 24-hour towing service. All technicians are ASE certified, and the front office makes working with your insurance company easy and stress-free. Find out more at jerrysbodyshop.biz or give them a call, 765-659-3319.
You know Chevrolet and GMC for their versatility, capability, and style. At Mann Chevrolet GMC, they'll help you find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. Financing made easy, expert service. Visit 1648 West US Highway 421 in Delphi or mannchevy.com.
Your first call here to the holding area. In the ring. So let's have those intermediates up here in the holding area. Seniors be on the ready.
All right, here we are with our novice, which is grade 3. This is the first year that they are in 4-H. In the reign, we have Finley Griffin and also Taylor Hillis, I believe. They had the option. Some of them were already signed up, and then they also had the option to sign up when they got here, and I believe that is little Taylor Hillis. I'm just going back to make sure. I know it's Hillis. I'm just making sure I got the first name correct. But what cuties out here. I mean, come on. This is what it's all about, seeing these little ones enjoy this and want to do this and put the work in. And here they are, little third graders, little 9-year-olds.
Yeah, the number is 245. You are exactly correct. Taylor Hillis. So.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
I thought that's who that was. The older I get, the more.
All right, my apologies. Correction.
Change,
this is the novice. Juniors be up here in the holding area. Intermediates start making your way up as well. And 10-year members, make your way to the announcer stand. 10-year GOAT members, make your way to the announcer stand.
And, of course, we have 2 different size goats, 2 different style of showing. We have one showing a pygmy, the other one showing a Boer goat.
Looking out here in our first heat of showmanship, and I kind of talked to the 2 individuals, kind of like the regular show, just me and my personal opinion, personal preference, and that's the way the showmanship goes. And I think both of these young ladies do an excellent job. You know, they're on 2 different ends of the spectrum in terms of one standing up, showing a big doe, the other one showing a pygmy, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just kind of, like I said, personal preference. I think for me, there's one that puts it most together, and the other one does an awesome job as well. Maybe just some nitpicking things that I want to see. Young lady in the blue is going to be our champion. The young lady behind her is going to be reserved.
Now our
champion novice showman goes to Finley Griffin. We'll have juniors walking in here momentarily.
While we wait for the novice to go back around and join the next division, I am going to recognize our 10-year GOAT members this year. So we have Zoe Gerald, Lauren Davis, Kendra Brown, and Lauren Anderson. Please join me in giving these ladies a big round of applause, and the GOAT Club wishes you the best in your future endeavors.
We'll see those young ladies again tomorrow.
All right, that brings us to our junior showmanship class.
Program.
Intermediates, make your way to the holding area. Seniors, start making your way to the holding area as well.
Yeah, roughly 30 10-year members this year for Clinton County 4-H Fair. Yeah, we'll see them tomorrow evening, and tomorrow morning we'll be broadcasting live bright and early from Carroll County for their swine show. One of the top ones in the state, one of the top ones in the country as well, if you ask my compañera to my right. And Finley Griffin is moving on up.
Yeah, she's decided that she wants to go in and compete in the junior level along with Kaisley Selke, Audrey Myers, and I do believe we have a misprint, because I'm showing Kendall Osler in the junior division, and I believe Kendall Osler is probably in the intermediate division. I'm trying to see, can you see the number of the contestant, the last one?
Currently blocking. Stand by for confirmation.
I'm trying to remember, I believe that is Riley Shirey. Yeah, 182,
yeah,
Riley
I think that's
Shirey.
right.
Who is also out there in the ring. And again, they had the option to go ahead and sign up online, or they could sign up when they got here.
Yeah, Cindy and I were talking during the parade earlier during the fair, talking about getting the mail and playing a little trombone with the eyes, trying to be able to read things up close. So
I try to remember when I see them in the ring, especially the new ones, the young ones that are just getting started. I've seen a lot of the more veterans. I've seen them over the years and kind of commit them to memory. But it's Wednesday, high heat and lack of sleep can pretty much play tricks with my mind. So
you've done just fine.
A good group of showmen here with different, again, as the judge said earlier, different goats, different types of goats. We have Boer goats and we also have a pygmy in there. They are shown differently. They are not shown exactly the same. Different styles of showing. So it's more the judge keeping an eye on the contestant and how well they do, keeping an eye on the judge, and he's going to make them work for it. Again, junior division is grades 4 and 5, and our novice winner, grade 3, Finley Griffin, was given the option to move up, so she is in there as well. And I can see what the next divisions are going to be like, because he's really making these little ones work for it, and he's having a hard time. So that tells you the quality at a young age, the quality showman that we have here in Clinton County.
Yeah, forecast for tomorrow, Melissa, going to be most hot and mostly sunny. High of 91, low of 72. Heat advisory more than likely is going to be in effect, if not already, for tomorrow.
Yeah, it already is. I think it's until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening.
Yep. Peak afternoon temperatures will feel like 100 degrees. So get plenty of water. Check on your family members. Also, double check that car. Do not leave anybody in that car as well. Can't forget that. And keep those electronics out of the sun, if at all possible.
We're going to have the Dairy Goat Show going on here in the show arena.
Yes.
The Hawk Show going on Hoosierland TV. Michael's going to be up at Carroll County at Flora for their Hawk Show, which is kicking off at 7:30 in the morning.
Amen.
And then we are also going to have tractor driving for Clinton County tomorrow. So
Get on our next division of showmanship, and I think all four of these young ladies do an excellent job. Went through and kind of talked to them, maybe some things that I liked, some things that I would change, and like I said before, showmanship is personal preference. I like them with eye contact. I like them with an intensity. The young lady in the long sleeve green shirt is going to be our champion. The young lady right behind her is going to be reserved.
Congratulations, your champion junior showman goes to Kaisley Selke. That brings us to our intermediate showman, senior showman. Make your way to the holding area, and master, be on the ready.
And the competition only gets tougher from here.
I can see Kaisley's brother asking her right now, do you want to go on?
Yep.
So.
And they look like they are heading that way.
Yeah, Kaisley is the youngest of the Selke clan.
Oh.
And she has all big brothers.
Oh, and a few of them gave her a friendly little push right there, a little bump draft to get her going.
All her brothers are, it's a very close family. All her brothers are very supportive, and they doted on her when she was born. So her brothers love her so much, and she loves them. But I know secretly, somewhere there secretly, she wants to do better than they did.
Oh, of course. That's what you always want.
Oh, yeah, sure. You want to outdo your brothers, especially when you're the little sister. Heck yeah, I did. And I did. So, but that's beside the point.
And I did.
Uh-huh. Yep. Pretty proud of that. All right, coming in the ring, our intermediates. We have Lucy Dunderman, Charlotte Mink, Reagan Meyer, Lexus Zebarth, Gavin Weber, and Kaisley has chose to move into the intermediate. Just from what we've seen today during the show, this is going to be tough. It's just going to keep getting tougher as we go.
The air is finally starting to.
We're starting to get a little relief.
Kind of thin out just a little bit. Those fans aren't pushing that hot air in anymore.
Yep.
Starting to get a little bit cooler. Be a good night to sit out on the porch and contemplate how you're going to get that special someone to let you purchase those 3 pygmies.
Yeah.
or if you're an overworked broadcaster, to go to bed early.
I'm sure he's going to be sitting out on the porch trying to figure out how he's going to tell me he bought another tractor.
Oh, okay.
But that's beside the point. Now this is the first showmanship class that we've had all Boer goats as the animal of choice. But again, all different sizes. We got wethers, we got does, and being shown differently. but it comes down to who's paying attention, who makes those moves. And I love the fact that he's making a point of looking down the line and keeping an eye on every one of them to see who rotates when they need to rotate, how fast they rotate. I mean, you want to be quick, but you don't want to be so fast that you freak your animal out.
Well, and that was one thing that I really liked about the swine show this morning is they focused on the eye contact, they focused on the calmness with the animal, but they also focused on how they shut the gate, too. I thought that was great to hear, just because a lot of times, you slam the gate and you don't think it's going to matter very much, but it's those little details that sometimes go overlooked that make the biggest difference for not just in the show arena, but outside the show arena, too.
Well, and I love the fact that when you get into the older divisions, it is you take them down and you stop in the ring with your animal. I never in my life when I was showing pigs would have ever thought you could get a pig to stop unless they just plain wanted to lay down because they didn't want to walk. But, and then to ramp them back up again.
Yep.
So.
A lot of work, a lot of discipline. All right, let's see who's moving on.
Get on their next heat of showmanship, and I think all of them do an excellent job. Went through and kind of talked to them, maybe some things that I'd like to change, but I think all in terms of good, in terms of eye contact, maybe some ones that we want to, switch sides when we're on the corners, maybe one that we want to switch over. I told the young man, don't step over your goat. Step in front of that goat. But biggest thing for me is being quick and being timely in terms of eye contact and intensity. I think there's one that did it the most. I'll go out and shake the hand of your champion. If everybody would bring ringside, put your hands together and congratulate all these young people.
Congratulations. Your champion intermediate showman goes to Reagan Myers. That brings us to our senior showmanship division. Master showman be in the holding area. Senior division in the ring. Master showman in the holding area.
And Melissa, Reagan Myers reminding me of Forrest Gump. If she was going anywhere, she was running because she made it back there very quick.
Yes.
She didn't think
she's
twice.
Ready to go. I wasn't surprised. I kind of knew that Reagan would go back in. She loves the competition. She loves the challenge.
Oh my gosh, that right there, that's all you can ask for is just that energy.
Especially when you're looking at the energy at the end of the show.
Right.
All right, coming in, I'm trying to make sure they're all in there. We have Ashlyn Douglas, Carson Gorbett, Leanna Moore, Isabella Plahitko, Adeline Dunderman, Kendra Brown, Damian Looper, Addison Brown, Claire Heater, Sydney Damerow, Clayton Brown, and Reagan Myers. I think I got them all. And Lauren Davis. I thought there was another one in there. I see her now.
You can hear the horn from the racetrack all the way in here just a little bit, the faintest sound. Got to love the sounds of the fair.
Yeah, very much so. What a tight, tough class this is going to be.
Yeah.
After watching these kids all day.
And he's going to make them work, too.
He is going to make them work.
He's going to get his steps in.
But he also, he's looking back to see.
Yep.
They've made that turn, but who's paying attention to him and what he's doing next?
Yep, he's keeping his head on a swivel, that is for sure.
Yep. And get their animals set quick and keep that eye contact, which to me is probably the hardest thing there is, keeping that eye contact but still getting your animal set. That is rough.
Yeah, many years ago, went out to McKinney Farms in Tipton County, did some deroguing and did a little bit of field work. Keep your head on a swivel is what we were taught.
He's really doing it
yeah.
to him now. He's having
I love it.
That was fun.
I love it.
That was funny.
Bravo, sir.
Yep. You got to make it fun.
I think the parents enjoyed that one more than the kids.
Yep. Yeah, the kids are saying, really?
Yeah,
but
kids aren't thrilled.
But I understand why you did it.
Yeah. And I like what you said last night. The animal doesn't necessarily have to be the most well-behaved in the bunch, too.
No.
Because he's watching the person. He's not really watching the animal.
Well, and it boils down to how do they handle that pressure,
Yeah.
that added pressure of that animal not being cooperative. It definitely does not help the situation, but yet if you can handle it with poise and get that animal basically calmed back down and back into place, into position in a timely manner, then sometimes a little feisty guy doesn't hurt things if you don't let it get to you.
Yep, it's that reaction that we've been preaching and preaching.
Yeah, right now he's going through and he's telling them, he's giving them suggestions, and I love the fact that he's doing it with each and every one of them. Now he may have one in particular already in his brain that he knows he's going to go with, but he's talking to every one of them because nobody's perfect.
No.
We can all improve on something, and I love the fact that he's doing that.
Well, that's one reason why I always like going to other teachers' classrooms during the school year on my prep, or inviting other teachers to just come observe me and give me suggestions, because, you know, I've been in that business for over 20 years and I still haven't got it all figured out yet. So it's like when you have a bunch of kids ask each other what they want to be when they grow up, and I always tell them I haven't figured that one out yet either. So,
well, and when you're at this grade level, at this age, you know, you want to do it the best to your ability. So any kind of constructive criticism is great.
Yeah.
And then he's also, a lot of times they're going to ask you questions about your animal. What would you change?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he's also going to check their knowledge, but he is definitely giving them ideas of ways to improve.
Well, answering that age-old question of who am I is kind of the basis of these late teenage years, as all of these kids are figuring out. So we should have an answer very, very soon of who's going to be moving on to that master level.
And I can see Lauren Anderson over there in the wings just waiting to see who her competition is going to be.
Yep. A lot of times it's like a duck on the pond. on top, everything's all smooth, but underneath, those feet are just kicking a mile a minute. So
He was double checking to make sure that nobody is relaxing.
oh, yeah.
Yep.
Nice little rocker step there.
Yep.
Little rocker step, getting ready to steal second there.
Yeah. Oh, look at, yeah, here we go.
There we go.
Another really good division, and you know, you kind of got to liven it up a little bit. It's hot out here. We're almost done. It'll be, you know, a couple more times. You got to listen to me on the microphone. I went through, and I know I take a little bit of time, but for showmanship, I want to talk to these kids, kind of tell them some things that I would like to change. Like I said, I told them personal preference today. You go show under somebody 2 miles down the road, and it can be a totally different ball game. Okay, so take what you can learn. That's what I always told my judging kids. When we go work out at somebody's house that's not their coach, put your pencils to your notebooks, because they might have a better way of saying it than I do, okay? Could be different advice from different show judge to show judge. Could be different. You can take it all, put it together, be a champion. I think out here, I think all of them do an excellent job. Like I said, I talked to each and every one of them. I think there's one that's been solid all day long, and just in terms of making sure that goat is extremely square, eye contact's extremely good, switching on the corners, does an excellent job. We'll put the mic down and go get you a champion. Everybody would please put a big, big round of applause to all of these exhibitors.
Congratulations, your champion senior goes to Reagan Myers. That brings us to the final class of the day, our Master Showmanship.
How about that?
Yeah. And as you said, Reagan made sure she got back to the back. She's getting a drink. She's making sure her animal gets a good drink, gets cooled down.
Yep.
And now she's off and she's on her way to go into Masters against Lauren Anderson.
And I love what our judge said there about going and dealing with a different coach, different teacher, different instructor. Put your pencil to the paper and be taking notes. And that's one thing that in any profession, no matter what, the ones who listen and the ones who take notes and ask really good questions of those above them oftentimes are just impressive before they even show any of their skills in whatever thing that they're doing.
Well, and that's why we encourage as 4-H leaders and the superintendents, we encourage these kids to come in and watch showmanship. Yeah. Watch, even if your division is done, sit in the bleachers, watch these kids show. You're going to learn that way too. Talk to the kids that are older. Ask them what works for them. Our judge has been watching these two. He's been watching them all day long.
Yep.
And he's not going to cut these guys any slack. He really is not.
Walking in between them.
Oh, yeah. He is going to end. And Lauren, and I'll tell you right now, these two girls both have good sense of humors as well, but they are tough competitors.
Yeah.
And I will be really surprised if he does not crack them before it's over with.
Well, one thing that I especially enjoyed with last year's competition and this year's competition too, but it being dark out and with the storms that we had, you got a better look at the kids' faces even from far away, and you could see the whites of their eyes as well. I mean, it was 100% concentration. But yeah, he's going to keep it serious, but he's not going to keep it too serious. And I can definitely understand why our judge has been as successful as he has been in all of his endeavors. So it's very obvious.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a gentleman I would love to see come back. I wondered if he wasn't.
Oh, look at that!
I wondered if he wasn't going to go this direction.
I have never seen that.
Oh, you've never seen this?
I have never seen them switch
normally
like that.
in the sometimes you see it in the seniors as well, but
I love
masters
that.
I see it a lot because it's it's a lot easier to control an animal that's yours. But how do you act? And how do you handle an animal that's not yours?
Yeah, that. Yeah, I have not seen that in the 3 years I've been here. So that is really cool. Yeah, that's like being in a practice or a rehearsal and making a bad call, just seeing how the kids react to different situations, who you can count on in those times of struggle.
Yeah, most definitely.
So I love that. As he talks to him, we'd like to thank our sponsors one more time. T.D. Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6-Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, and Dream Team Boer Goats. Thanks for making all of this possible. Letting us share another evening with you on HoosierLandTV.com. Michael Hall will be back with you tomorrow morning from Carroll County with their swine show. And then tomorrow evening, we'll be back for the Supreme Showmanship.
Yep.
As well as honoring our entire football team worth of 10-year 4-H members as well.
Most definitely.
Roughly 30 this year.
30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 30 or 32, right around in
there.
Yeah,
and it's an impressive 32. They've had a lot of success in a lot of different areas of things that they've done. They've been covered a lot on Hoosier Land TV.
This is not an easy choice.
No.
Not whatsoever.
Both very deserving as well.
Yes. There is a reason why they call this Masters.
Yep. Just get you excited for tomorrow night, too.
He makes you think that he is heading for the microphone, and then he changes his mind and does something different.
And that's one thing where when you're young, you kind of ask yourself, why are they doing that? Why are these adults doing this? And then when you get a little bit more, not old, but experienced in whatever you're doing, that's when you finally get it and say, okay, now I understand why they did what they did. I get it now. That's one of the great things about growing up, but that's also one of the heartbreaking things of growing up, I think, too.
He's trying to figure out how he's going to make a decision.
You think he's struggling?
He is struggling with this, and he is trying to find something to separate the two.
Well, and I like that he's using the line that you've said multiple times, any other day, any other person, any other location, this could be totally different, to not take away from, what your placement is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because both of these
this is
two are very deserving.
This has got to be probably one of the hardest ones he's done.
Yes. He's got the microphone. We'll see if he keeps it. I think he might be ready.
Drop out here for supreme showmanship, and I didn't really give a big grand drive speech because I'm trying to move through here, but I'll just kind of leave you guys and gals with this. For all the exhibitors back in the barns, make sure to thank your parents, thank the people that have gotten here, and the big thing is we got to thank the good Lord above, because if it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't be here, wouldn't be doing this, because He created each and every one of us. Okay. Second thing is, if you find a veteran, thank them. Because if they wouldn't have fought for our freedom, we sure in the Sam heck wouldn't be here doing this either. Okay? So, with that, this is tough. I think both of these young ladies do an excellent job. They've done an excellent job all day long. I think for me, it comes down to personal preference. I think when we switch goats, there might have been one that maybe handled it just a shade better than the other one. But I think when we switch back, I think things get a little bit closer. I think one, kind of stood like a statue. The other one maybe kind of fidgeted with legs a little bit. Like I said, today, it's me. It's personal preference. If you want to talk about it later, that's perfectly fine by me. If everybody would please, the other thing is, give a big round of applause to all your ring help. Everybody behind the scenes, the one that made it possible, if you guys would. Okay? So, one thing that I do before I leave the show, everybody stand up. I want everybody to stand up. I want everybody to hoop. I want everybody to holler. Make some noise. Thank everybody. Thank the exhibitors. Tell them thanks for bringing their 4-H projects. Give it up. I'll go get you a champion.
And your 2026 Master Showman is Reagan Myers.
That was tough.
Yes.
That was hard.
And guaranteed, that's what he's talking about with
Lauren.
With Lauren as well.
Yeah. We're going to be talking with Lauren tomorrow. What a career that young lady has had. Had an amazing career.
Yes, absolutely. Had a terrific day, too.
A terrific day. So we're going to be talking about all of that with Lauren tomorrow. Again, Reagan Myers is your Master Showman. She'll be one of the 6 that we have tomorrow in the ring. So it should be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting time. Got still a lot more of fair to bring you, both on WILO and on HoosierlandTV.com. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, TD Walker Trucking Incorporated, 6 Day Family Farms, McWhirt Boer Goats, Dream Team Boer Goats. Thank you for helping us be able to bring this to you, fans and friends. And Melissa, I believe it's just now 8 o'clock. The sun's still out.
I might be able to get to bed before midnight.
How about that?
That'll be an amazing feat. But thank you, Kyle, again. Kyle's going to be sitting in for me on Party Line with Sydney in the morning. We've got a big lineup of 4-H'ers again in the morning to speak with. And thank you for filling in for me tomorrow morning. I'm going to go play Grandma. I'm going to be at the tractor driving, watching my grandson compete. And then we'll be back here tomorrow night for Supreme Showman. And
Yes, indeed.
At 5:30 is the actual 10-year award ceremony at 5:30, and then 6 o'clock is Supreme. Michael Hall, give him a shout out. He is going to be up at the crack at dawn.
He is waking with the rooster, that is for sure.
And ready
Absolutely.
to go up at Carroll County for their swine show at 7:30 in the morning. So everybody, have a great evening. Be careful with the heat. Heat advisory still in effect until 8 p.m. tomorrow evening. Please be careful. Watch over your neighbors. Watch over your little ones. Grandma, grandpa, everybody, just be careful. Hydrate. And if you don't have to be